What is going on, everybody? Thrive here. Welcome back to my channel. This morning, Planet Zoo just launched the brand new Aquatic pack. Now, this is a really important DLC for the game in terms of its continuation, and in this video, we're going to be doing an overview of the animals. We'll be going through each of them. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on them, looking at them in general, looking at certain animations, checking out the enrichment, and all that stuff. And then, of course, shortly after, I will have up another video taking a look at the brand new construction pieces and nature pieces, just so you have a good idea on what this pack gives you. So yeah, and also, side note, you can see the brand new path down there. I don't really talk about it anywhere else in the video, but you can see blue path, and that's basically the only path from the update, from the DLC. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly point that out before we dive into, and yes, pun completely intended, before we dive into these animals. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the brand new Diamondback Terrapin. Alright everybody, so here we are at the Diamondback Terrapins. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, when this pack was first announced, I was pretty mixed about the whole thing. Still feel a little bit like that. We will talk a lot about how I feel about these new animals and this pack as a whole in this video. I'll tell you right now, I definitely feel a lot better about the pack as a whole, but from the beginning I've always loved these animals that we got. I just thought it was always a weird combination of them. But I will say that the Diamondback Terrapin deserves a lot of attention. Even if it's just a tank creature, it's a remarkable one. As you can see, this is already a different kind of tank. We actually have a new semi-aquatic tank, and I have 4 set up because I'm gonna be showing you the customizations of the the plant life and the lighting and all that. And then over here, I'm gonna show you the background images. Actually, I'm sorry, take what I just said and move them forward a bit. And this one, I'm going to show you the background, the 2D backgrounds you can do with it. And here, I'll show you the customization. And right now, we're just going to take a look at the basic tank. This is what you get first when you place him down. So I just absolutely love how interesting it looks. Again, this is so different. And then you actually come in here and you see turtles. Like, this is the very first time Planet Zoo's had turtles. We have tortoises, but now we have turtles. And it's just incredible. I was hoping that one day Planet Zoo would get a creature like this, and it's amazing to see it. So we just zoom in on these guys. Now I was excited for these guys because of really the fact that, well, first off, they are obviously going to be the most advanced tank animal in the game, and they absolutely are. The animation's interesting. Sometimes you'll see them laying at the bottom. Sometimes you'll see them in one position, floating up and down. You'll probably see it later in this segment, but yeah, but really what was most exciting for me is because of where they are actually located. These guys can be found in Florida. I know they picked the northern species, which is not as much in Florida, but I did my research, and apparently they can be in Florida. So yeah, I'm used to, I forgot which particular species it was, but we do have a Diamondback Terrapin here in Florida, and they're just incredible animals. Very, very interesting, very beautiful looking turtles. So it's just, again, it's amazing to see something like this in Planet Zoo. Alright, now over in this tank, we're going to be taking a look at the customization that you can place in your tanks. So first off, we have a basking light, we have a large rock, 2 large rocks, and different logs. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about the mangrove roots. So all that together, and it looks amazing. Again, this is absolutely Florida to me. Like, this is the kind of Florida environment you would expect to see. I love it. I really do. This is gonna be a fan favorite tank animal in the game. So yeah, there you go, right there. That is the finest swimming they do. They don't actually do laps around the tank. They don't do huge circles around this area, but they stay in one position, and then occasionally they will go up and they will do a little bit of a spin and back to where they were. It could be a lot worse, I'll tell you that right now. It could be a lot better too, but you know what? I don't really care, honestly. It's still, the whole entire setup and the creature itself, within itself, is so different than what we're used to. I'm cool with it just floating up, doing a little circle, and coming back down. And right over here on this tank, we want to check out the 2D backgrounds. Now, I love this. I was interested to see how they're going to do this. A lot of the tanks come in, all the tanks come in 2D and 3D, but these are just 2D. And so when they're all brought together, here's what it looks like. I love it. I really do. This definitely looks a lot like Florida, with the very huge brushes of trees all put together very low to the ground. it's Florida. It's Florida all the way, and this is the very first time Florida's ever gotten any sort of representation in the game. I know some people are going to say, oh, it's not technically from Florida, or maybe not this exact species, but Diamondback Terrapins as a whole are a part of Florida, so I'm counting it. And the environment here is definitely Florida with all the mangrove plants and all that. And then here's another look at the turtle. Oh, I just love them. It's so cool. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. And lastly, when everything is brought together, here we have a good mixture between all the customizations and the background, and a little turtle right there, just giving us a little dance at the front glass. I love it. This is beautiful, and the pinnacle of new areas to explore with tank creatures, because I mean, yeah, we might not have different sizes, we might not have the most advanced customization, we might not have the more advanced looped animations, but you know what, this is absolutely better than nothing. They could have definitely kind of done something really cheap with us. It could have been much worse, but this is again a really good first step, and I gotta give them props for it. The Diamondback Terrapin is surprisingly an incredible creature. But anyway, though, I think we've talked enough about these guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the actual habitat animals. Alright, so here we are inside the Cuviers Dwarf Cayman. First one we're going to look at in terms of the habitat animals. Now, I'll tell you guys right now. First off, my thoughts on this creature when I first heard about it. I did at that time, and honestly still do now, think it's the weakest link of the habitat animals. And it's because the other three are way more exclusive and revolutionary for the game. I thought it was pretty odd that out of an otter, a penguin, and a pinniped, we'd also get a crocodilian. Now look, don't get me wrong, I love these guys. In fact, they're actually now one of the best animals in the game in my opinion. You'll see in a moment why when we get a bit closer look at them. So yeah, these guys are basically screaming, hey, I'm a perfect indoor zoo animal. Try me out, you know, make me a really cool, really badass indoor crocodilian exhibit just for them, because, well, they in fact are the smallest crocodilian in the world, and they definitely represent that here in Planet Zoo. These guys are one of the smallest animals in the game, not the smallest. They're still bigger than a few of the primates, but they're down there. They're really small. But yeah, again, these guys present a really perfect opportunity for people to build more exciting inside reptile exhibits and stuff like that. Or because originally I was just using the female gharials, they're the smallest you can get, pretty much, without having to lie, because I know people used like the baby saltwater crocodiles and stuff. But now these guys really are the real deal, and that's what I love so much about them. Again, though, I still feel like they don't compare in terms of necessity to the other three animals, but it's great to have nonetheless. And of course, look at the model. It's beautiful. We should let's look at one actually swimming around. Look at this little guy. So yeah, these are actually the babies. While we're looking at them, these are the babies. They are smaller. You can just tell the heads is slightly bigger compared to the body than the adults. But yeah, these guys. Again, like just look at it. It's so beautiful. It really is. It's amazing that people are able to craft something like this. The model is revolutionary, and actually seeing an animal, a crocodilian, and actually deep dive in Planet Zoo is, in case you're new to the game for whatever reason, it's incredibly exciting, because we have for the longest time been begging for diving animals, and while only a select few of these animals in the game will actually swim like this, it's still a step in the right direction. And that's what I love so much about the Cuviers Dwarf Cayman, because again, it offers something different to the player in terms of reptiles, in terms of your crocodilians. So yeah, I love them, I really do. Alright, here we are at the start of their enrichment. So this is the feeder enrichment. We have, of course, the blood pumpkins, we have the rubbing post, and the brand new fish feeder, which actually it's the only one of the 4 new habitat animals that has more than just the fish feeder. The penguins, the gray seal, and the otter only have this as their main food enrichment, which is a bit of a bummer, but luckily they're a bit different. The caimans are a bit different, so they get more. And over here they have quite a lot of toy enrichments too, mostly balls for whatever. So they have like a tropical ball, the beach ball basically, ice ball, sprinklers, second sprinkler, the brand new rubber ducky enrichment. There's 3 new enrichment. This one, 4, sorry, counting the update. Feeder, rubber ducky, and then there's 2 floating platform types. Also, the caimans love their mud bath and the blood scent marker. Yeah, that is their enrichment. And yeah, so anyway, let's just go take one last look at them and then we'll move on. If you had told me like a month ago that Planet Zoo was getting Cuviers Dwarf caimans, I would not have guessed an aquatic pack. I would have expected something different. I don't know. Like, again, these are not my first choice in terms of an option in the aquatic pack, but I am still more than happy to actually have them. I think a lot of people are going to be very appreciative of these guys. They're unique, they're beautiful, and yeah, I gotta give Frontier props. They really surprised me with this one. I know there's more to look at, and in a moment you guys will see they look, you will see their diving cinematics, you will see them eat the fish, all that stuff. But yeah, regardless, these guys are something special in terms of reptiles, in terms of surprising people, because it definitely surprised me. Alright, next up, to continue with the tropic theme, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new giant otters. Let's go ahead and watch these guys do their thing. Okay, so this is by far one of Planet Zoo's most unique animals, like a lot of the animals in this pack, because, I mean, they're otters. This is the very first time Planet Zoo has ever had an otter, of course, and it's amazing to see them. It's amazing to see a lot of animals that we got in this pack actually in the game. And it's no different from the rest. So basically, well, first off, what is a giant otter? They are the world's largest otter species from South America. In fact, this pack did South America a huge favor. Everyone knows that already. More options means more South American love for this game, but it's funny, they are almost the size of a human. Can be. That's kind of freaking terrifying. I've seen these guys up close in my local zoo, and they act exactly like how they act in the game. They are super hyper energetic, and let's go ahead and actually take a look at that right now. Here we go. So you can see they are super energetic, as an otter should be. I'm glad that they really did nail like the actual personalities that these animals can have. For all these animals, river otters, the king penguins, and the seals, they each got like their own personality that you expect them to have. It's just so crazy though. Like, I just, for the longest time, people have been wondering what would otters look like in Planet Zoo, and now here we are, and it's just amazing. It definitely opens up the window for more species of otter, though I think there's a good chance they may never do that. And it's because, and this goes for same thing goes for the pinnipeds and penguins, because the problem is that with doing more of them, is it means this pack in particular becomes less and less valuable, because, you know, having otters and just this one pack means that the value in it is huge. But if they start to distribute that across other packs, even if it's just one by one, it slowly starts to diminish the exclusiveness. So I don't know if they would ever do that, but, you know, it's not impossible. We'll just have to wait and see. More river otters would be great, but if not, then we're stuck with the giant otter, and I think I'm really happy with that because these guys are remarkable. So let's go ahead and watch what they do underwater. You saw glimpses of their diving. They are exactly how you want them to be. They have a couple different types of diving. They do these weird jet propulsions in the ground, in the water. They do like this weird swerve move, where basically they accelerate in the water by swerving up and down their body. I know they do a bit of a backflip kind of thing. They do little twirls. It's really well done, actually. It may not be the most advanced, but it looks fine enough. And then also, we have got to take a look at the babies. So let's go ahead and just move on to those things really quickly. And here is the baby otter. Now, I love these guys. Again, I'm gonna say it about all the animals in this pack. I do love them. I do. And I know a lot of people say otters are ugly, and I'm not gonna really disagree with that. But it's so cute, seriously. It's so crazy to see baby otters in Planet Zoo. Wouldn't be surprised though if someone took this and modded like an Asian small-clawed otter or something. This could definitely pass as like an Asian small-clawed otter, so anyone who's building, who doesn't care so much about the species, just make a bunch of these little guys, turn off aging, and use them as Asian small-clawed otters. But anyway, yeah, it's so cute. I love how it scampers around while the adults try and sleep. It's so cute. Alright, so here we are with some jet propulsion animation. So yeah, they just jet pulse themselves around the water. It actually looks really good. I love it. And I just can imagine like a guest standing at a glass wall full of water behind it, and you just see these guys jet along there. Ah, it's incredible. That's the kind of stuff I love seeing at zoos. So yeah, they'll just go around, and you'll eventually see them hop onto the platforms, swoop out of the water. They'll do like little twirls like that and stuff. It looks great. It actually looks amazing. I'm blown away by the devs here and their work on the underwater swimming animation. I mean, it's not an easy thing to make, and I really feel like they outdid themselves here. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Even with that ugly face, it's still beautiful. And then really quickly, here are their enrichments. Of course, there is the feeder enrichment. Only one is of course the fish enrichment. And then over here we still have the platform, more balls, rubber ducky, boxes, both sprinklers, and there was an icicle treat there, but it melted. So yeah, pretty basic stuff, but it's that fish feeder that goes all the way. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look at those cinematics. Alright, next up we'll be taking a look at probably the mascot of the aquatic pack, the king penguin. Let me tell you guys right now, the king penguin is something special. I was a bit worried at first when I saw the king penguins, and I was worried that we'd only be getting like a good taste of what penguins could really be like in Planet Zoo, mainly because this is the only penguin the game could ever have, possibly, and I just kind of felt like because this is the one-time opportunity, we wouldn't really feel the full effect of a penguin in Planet Zoo. And same thing goes with the otter and the pinniped. Well, actually, sorry, just the pinniped. I kind of expected otters would be perfect, but I was just worried because something like this had never been done before in Planet Zoo. But goddamn, was I wrong. The penguins are perfect. Absolutely perfect. Everything you'd want them to do, they do. Okay, they regurgitate food into their young's mouths. They jet squirt white poop. They have amazing swimming and diving mechanics. They do those really, really cool, loud beckoning sounds. They hunt the fish like they would really do in a zoo, or in the wild. Sorry, God, that actually sounds evil. Nature comes first before zoos. But yeah, they are just perfect, and as you saw, they do belly slide as well. Only on snow, though, thankfully. It would look really bad if they were belly sliding across hot, cracked desert ground. But no, seriously though, they are perfect. And I just gotta give Frontier a humongous round of applause for that. I was so worried about penguins not being perfect in Planet Zoo, but why would I ever underestimate the quality of an animal when it comes to Frontier? We may only get 4 habitat animals and 1 tank animal every time we get a pack, but at least we know for sure those animals will be top tier, amazing, and worth it. And you know what? Well then, if that's the case, then I am all for it. Quality over quantity. And these guys are a spitting image of that. Again, they're perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let's go take a look at 1 to 2 of those things I just mentioned. So here we have a bit of the mating animation, and since I saw this, I've just been really amazed by this. But the mating animation involves them croaking at each other and then slapping each other, spanking each other. I kid you not, like it's amazing, which I believe is what they really do, but it's just funny. So here we go. You'll see they peck at each other, they squawk, they hit each other. You just see the tips of it, and okay, I definitely jumped onto that a bit after it started, but trust me, for a good 10 seconds, a bit quicker actually, they will squawk and slap each other, and I find it hilarious. And in fact, when the female, rejects the male, I kid you not, she slaps him on the ass. They really do. It's hilarious. I love it. It's that kind of added realism because apparently, I guess that's how it really goes. In fact, speaking of mating, these guys, they are like one of those. They are animals that bond for life. They are big time lovers. So when they have a mate, and it takes so freaking long to find that mate. It's actually really tough to breed these guys, and I find that also impressive because some animals are just easy to mate. These guys, it's got to be a legit relationship. They don't play around. Perfect timing. Here is that incredible parent to baby feeding animation. I may have jumped on this one a little bit late too, but as you can see, they actually regurgitate, or they represent the method of mainly feeding their chicks. In real life, they do regurgitate the food into the baby's mouth. It's it's bird. They're birds. It's what birds do. It just looks amazing. It really does. And the parents will even do that. You missed it, but they do this really big, like, yelling, croaking sound before they do it, and it's just, God, it's so well done. Alright, so here we have a look at the penguin enrichment items. So of course over here we have the feeder enrichment. You will see in a bit as we take a look at that in the cinematics. And then over here we have the sprinklers. They love their water, of course. We have the rubber ducky, the weird bird chime things that none of the birds actually touch. They just like croak at it, and it's just stupid, but it's fine. And a raft, the really cool circle raft, where they actually will jump through the hole when they're swimming. You just have to find that for yourself, but it looks amazing. So yeah, there's their enrichment. I know we haven't been able to see absolutely everything on the penguin, and trust me, there are more hidden things to these guys that you haven't seen. The way they poop, the way, the full mating animation. In fact, when they do mate, when it's an actual successful mating animation, and in fact, actually I think we're seeing the baby want to eat again. Also, yeah, the parents will sometimes reject the baby trying to eat. See again, that's like more detail. They really did go all out. But yeah, when the mating happens, there's the slap butt animation, the rejection animation. There's also the actual pairing animation, and it looks amazing. There's a lot of hidden little Easter eggs to these guys, and you guys just gotta check it out for yourself. But for the most part, based on what you've seen, I don't know if you weren't convinced already to buy them. I don't know why you wouldn't be, because again, perfect. One of the most perfect animals in Planet Zoo, I have to say. So well done. Huge round of applause for Frontier on this one. I love it. Very well done. So let's go ahead and look at those swimming animations in the cinematics. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is Planet Zoo's greatest animal, as far as I'm concerned. I can't even begin to tell you how remarkable, how incredible of an animal this is. God's sake, you guys, Planet Zoo has pinnipeds. Maybe it's just one, and it's not even the one that people wanted, but my God, do these animals blow me away. Look at it. I mean, just look at it. Who would have a month ago expected this in the game? I think they are actually my favorite animal in Planet Zoo now. These guys are so well done. I can't even begin to describe, because here's the thing though. Everyone, for the longest time, has been imagining what would pinnipeds be like in Planet Zoo. And now that we know, it just gives me hope for the future, even more hope. I really pray that we will get, look at that, I pray we will get another thing like this. I want more of this. This is incredible. This is the most, advanced, revolutionary animal in the game. I might be praising it more than others, but god damn, do I love the gray seal. I think this is by far the best animal in the pack, to me at least, and I think a lot of people will agree. It's so incredible, the way it looks, the way it moves around, the way it sounds, the babies. Holy crap, the babies. Let's take a look. I mean, look at them. We have little fuzzy white chonker babies in the game, and I love it. The baby pygmy hippo is certainly getting a run for its money here, but my god, like, this is where we are now with Planet Zoo, and I'm saying that in a good way. We are really at a good state right now. There's still more to be done, but it's a humongous first step in the right direction, giving us gray seals. Now, I gotta say, at first, like many other people, I was kind of bummed that we were getting specifically gray seals when there were definitely a lot of other cool, more well-known pinnipeds, but it makes sense. I think I'm actually really happy that they went with the gray seal, because they just look so good. I love how much chunk is on it. I love the rub. I love the blubber as it moves on all these animals. It's incredible. It's so incredible. It's gonna be a staple for me in every zoo I do. Goddamn, guys, the gray seal. It almost makes me cry because of how uncanny this is for Planet Zoo. You can see a male here, so there is color variation in the females and males. Males are red, females are white. I believe the patterns are like slightly different. I have to take a closer look at that. And the babies are, of course, little fluffy white chonkers. Oh god, it's too much. It's so much for the game. God, like, I'm just saying, who would have expected this to be Planet Zoo eventually? But here we are. I mean, God, and they look so much like manatees for some reason. They really make me think of manatees. They have that big body size and that grace to them. Which, by the way, I've actually swam with manatees. It's incredible. I just had to say that. But yeah, the gray seal, guys, I'm going to say one more time, but the gray seal is the most revolutionary, most worth it animal in this pack. You must buy this pack for this animal. I don't know why you wouldn't. If you are looking for a better Planet Zoo, it will not be complete without the gray seal. Now, just like with the penguin and otter, I would hope for another pinniped, but again, if they do that, then these guys will become more, their exclusiveness will diminish, so it just depends. But it doesn't matter, because we have them now, and if this was the only pinniped Planet Zoo ever has for the rest of its time, I think I'd be okay with that. I know other people wouldn't, but I don't mind spending the rest of my Planet Zoo time with the gray seal. And over here we have a look at the enrichment. So of course we have the feeder, again just fish feeder enrichment. And over here we have the two different types of rafts for them to hang on to. They like the bowling pins, which I find is funny. They actually come up and knock them down. Of course we got the sprinkler, just one sprinkler this time, soccer ball, snowball, and rubber duckies. I even love how they take the time to really get up on the platforms and just sometimes chill for, I guess within the game, technically hours. Like hours go by as they lay here, and it's just amazing. And look, even the flippers and stuff, it's just so remarkable. Gotta love them. I don't know why anyone wouldn't buy the pack for these guys. So yeah, I just want to say that if you're not convinced to buy the aquatic pack, do it for these guys. That's all I ask. Do it for the gray seal. And the king penguin, and the giant otter, and all the new building pieces, and the caiman, and the terrapin, and basically everything the pack gives you. Do it for them, because it's absolutely worth your money. This is a new step for Planet Zoo, and I can't wait to see where they go from here.